really remember is I'm about 5 or 6 years old. And we got up around 4 o'clock in the morning to get ready to go because we went with the ox cart. My grandfather had oxen, so we rode down in the ox cart. We started picking early, and so at lunchtime we all gathered in one big bog, all the families. Each one would bring their favorite dish, have baked beans, some kind of fish, cornbread. Corn was one of the staples of our food chain. Made, of course, cranberry sauce, cranberry jelly. And of course, during lunch, we would eat and play at the same time. And we had a favorite game. We would take and make a path, not a path, a big one that you could walk with our finger down the dune. Then we would sit up to the top and we'd erase cranberries. We would pick cranberries till quite late in the afternoon or until we got our containers full. We would pick cranberries 2 days, sometimes 4 or 5 days, sometimes a week. At night we had the social. Well, we still do.
So we're going to open up a hubbub, which is a game, just to get things, break the ice, get a nice calm, relaxed feeling in the air so that we can all have fun and get to know one another through playing games, which in itself is a teaching tool. This is a game that can be used in various ways. It's a little bit of probability, math that can be added into it. I guess some science, some art. You can find a way to include this in your art class by decorating your own game pieces. But today we'll be using quahog shells. I do have one bowl, as Gladys Wittes mentioned in the Many Thanksgivings curriculum. When she grew up playing this game, Gladys Wittes is an elder. Having heard from her about this game Hubbub, she mentioned that when she grew up, she would play the game on the beach without the bowl, just shaking the game pieces in her hand and throwing it on the sand. For the sake of today, I'm going to use the bowl that I have. There's an opportunity to do it one-on-one. That's great. But since we have a large group here, and often in our classrooms we have more than just 2 students, we're going to show you also how to make it a team effort, a team game, where sometimes whole villages would play against other villages rather than going to battle. They would play this game. So this is a pretty fun way, I think, to break the ice, and hopefully it'll be a great way for you to engage your students and get across some of the cultural information that can be shared through something as simple as a game. Cranberry Day is, I believe, where the Hubbub game ended up, and that's also Gladys Wittes' community, which hosts Cranberry Day. So it's important to hear that the Aquinnah community, a Wampanoag community on Martha's Vineyard, their children are excused from school on this one day. And it's really great to hear that they do cultural activities with the children. They bring them to an actual bog, not the modern bogs have the irrigation ditches around them and they flood the bogs to harvest them. Traditionally, we would hand pick them, and that's something that they do with the Aquinnah children, the youth. They return to a travel center, they prepare those cranberries into a dish or more than one dish. While those dishes are being prepared, a lot of oral history that needs to be conveyed, needs to be passed on, is shared during the cooking of those cranberries, and somewhere along the line the game gets played as well, and that's where those fond memories of Gladys's came out. Basically, the game has, like I said, a little bit of probability in it. We have 5 pieces, whether they're wood, whether they're coins, whether they're wampum. 5 pieces is all that you will need to play this. I usually use about 10 sticks. It's usually a good way to get the game over with at a reasonable time. Some of the historic documents speak of very elaborate decorated sticks, which these are not. These are just as good. They're the same old sticks you find in your backyard. Basically, the game involves shaking the bowl 3 times, and that's why you say hub, 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 and that's where we derive the name of the game from. It's also a way that we can keep track that you're actually shaking the bowl, no cheating. Once you've shaken the bowl at least 3 times, then you will look at what colors are facing upward. There's really only 3 possible combinations of colors that would show up. Obviously, getting all 5 of the same is a possibility. That is when I would shout, Nismatag! and hopefully I won't startle anybody when I do, but it's a very exciting part of the game. It's almost like a home run in the World Series. It's like a touchdown in a football game. It's like the crazy sports commentator in hockey that says, "Score!" as soon as they get a goal. Instead of 1 point, you get 2 points if you get all 5 of the same color. Whether it's white, whether it's purple, all 5 of the same color. Nis matug, which is how you say 2 points in our language. If you get a point or 2 points, you get to shake again, hub, hub, hub. If you get a combination of 2 and 3, whether it's 2 white or 2 purple and 3 of the opposite, a combination of 3 and 2 will equal 1 point. You get 1 stick instead of 2 sticks. You keep taking sticks as you earn them. You keep rolling, as I mentioned, as you earn points. If you get a combination, the only other combination is 1 opposite. So if you get a 4-1 combo, that's when you lose your turn. Historically, they wrote that there were special gaming arbors built, places where just these games were played. It was probably a shaded arbor with not any walls, because often the community was just as intrigued and interested as the players, and they would support their players, they would support their family members.
They have a kind of dice which are plum stones painted, which they cast in a tray with a mighty noise and sweating. Roger Williams, 1643.
The pilgrims and the colonists and Roger Williams and all the people who observed this game, they commented that the sound of the crow is often used to distract your opponent. They said smiting was done to distract your opponent. So if you think your opponent's got a control on how those game pieces are going to fall, then you would be able to distract them. Smiting I haven't looked up yet, but pretty sure it's something along those lines. You could probably even do this. We're going to pretend this is our gaming arbor and you are our tribal community. This term hubbub, I'm sure probably we are familiar with it, and that term making a lot of hubbub was derived from the fact that this game is all about noise. They said you could hear the game played a mile away. Give your students an opportunity to make all the noise they can. I'm sure they're going to have a blast with this in their classroom. Making a lot of noise is the name of the game, and also having a lot of fun. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to choose whether you want to be purple or white, and this is just an even way to, like, kind of like a coin toss, you know, see who wants to go first.
Okay, purple?
It's white.
Okay, you go first.
So I will show how this goes. Hub, hub, hub. And I have a combination of 3 and 2. Does anyone remember what that?
1 point.
1 stick. So when you start out, the pile of sticks is in the center. We're all equal. Neither of us have points, but I have earned 1 now, and I will take that stick and keep it. I'm off to a halfway decent start. Hub, hub, hub.
Ooh, 4.
That's 4 and 1.
Oh.
Here we go.
Hub, hub, hub.
3 and 2. So now this is where it intensifies. She's gonna take my sticks and I have to earn hers. Hub, hub, hub.
Woo!
He knows how to do this.
Come on, tribe.
Help me out!
Hub, hub, hub. That's 3 and 2. I get my last
right.
stick, and usually a handshake is a good way to end the game. Three and 2, ladies get a point. 4 and 1. Back to the boys. 3 and 2. Boys get another stick. They get that. Is that the last stick? Well, now the game gets really interesting, because most people would assume the game's over when we count who has the most sticks, but these ladies still have sticks. So you boys are going to continue rolling, and if you continue getting points, you're going to take all those sticks. And 3 and 2, you get one of them sticks from the ladies. Yes! Is that the last stick? Well, that's the game then. You got